guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about one of the cases that I truly think is just bizarre, and it's somewhat morbid of course, but it's more bizarre in the kind of way that you don't really have an explanation, you don't even have an idea as to why what was done, and even the cops actually say that. So we're in for an Easter-themed shit show, and I know Easter has passed, but this story still remains very relevant, I suppose, to the weirdness we talk about all the time here. Before we do that, I did want to thank today's sponsor, which is Native. What I look for in deodorants and body self-care products generally is for them to be natural and as free of chemicals as possible. In fact, Native deodorants are aluminum, paraben, and sulfate-free, as well as vegan and cruelty-free. They also have natural and familiar scents such as coconut oil and shea butter. A great aspect of Native is that the deodorant dries quickly and lasts a full day. Lately, I've gravitated towards the cucumber mint, mainly because it's getting warmer and minty freshness just makes sense for me at this given point. But I also got citrus and herbal musk, and this one just smells like a very, very light orange, essentially. And then one of my all-time favorites, which is lavender rose, and I specifically like the lavender because I think it's a great masking scent, so strongly suggest this one as well. So 3 deodorants are normally $36, but if you use my link and my code, you'll get them for $24, and that's 33% off with free shipping. Thank you so much to Native for sponsoring this video. Florida woman allegedly stuffed multiple mailboxes with disgusting porn-filled Easter eggs. See where I was going with this. In my career, I don't think I've seen anything quite this bizarre, especially around Easter, a Florida County sheriff told Oxygen.com. On April 6th, Jessica Nageldinger's family received an unwanted Easter surprise in the mailbox of their Florida home. Earlier that day, her brother-in-law discovered a toy Easter egg in the family's mailbox, but what they found inside the plastic orange shell shocked them. The last thing I did expect to see opening an Easter egg would be pornographic pictures. Nageldinger, 31, told Oxygen.com it was just random and weird. Inside the egg, the family found a Skittles candy drink, goldfish crackers, a square of toilet paper, and a tiny scroll of religious writings alongside images of a naked woman and 2 men having sex. Beneath the graphic images was an artistic rendering of a Roman soldier spearing a crucified Jesus Christ. I need to stop here. I think we've needed to stop for a while, but first, I think the question we're all thinking is, why? Why are we all here, just to suffer? And second of all, there's one thing that I need answers about. I'm damn near gonna fucking mail this person in jail and ask, because I need to know, what was the square of toilet paper for? I need to know. Is this like a True Blood thing where you put a drop of vampire juice on the little square and then you put it on your tongue and it's kind of like getting high on acid? I need to know what the square of toilet paper was for. The Skittles candy drink, goldfish, that would even make sense, I guess, but the scroll of religious writings along with porn, essentially, and then Jesus, this is a lot. And I know that initially, I posted this on Twitter and some people thought it was funny because the concept, the abstract concept of someone filling Easter eggs with porn is funny because it's like, oh, who would do that? Haha. The reality is grimmer though when we realize that these are, meant for children. The children are the ones opening Easter eggs and going on Easter egg hunts, right? So let's be real about that. It was horrifying group sex stuff, the pregnant mom explained. It was disgusting. Our concern is we have 5 children under the age of 10 that check the mail. Nageldinger, who is currently living with her sister's family, said they were also fearful the anonymous mailer could have been spreading COVID. That was our first concern. Someone was spreading the virus, she explained. That's what we thought was on the piece of toilet paper. I mean, I don't think you'd necessarily need a piece of toilet paper if you really had those types of intentions. A day earlier, Nageldinger recalled seeing a gray Honda cruise down the block. She saw a person get out and place something in her sister's mailbox, but at the time didn't find it suspicious. When the car reappeared on the block this week, she immediately called the authorities. Abrilcestoni, 43, later identified as the alleged messenger of the pornographic Easter eggs, was arrested on a Florida parkway by Flagler County Sheriff's deputies shortly afterwards, according to charging documents obtained by Oxygen.com. She was charged with 11 counts of distributing obscene material. Cestoni admitted to delivering the pornographic eggs and religious pamphlets and went on a homophobic rant about quantum and magnetic fields, sexually transmitted diseases, and the Bible before deputies arrested her, according to body camera footage obtained and reviewed by Oxygen. "Why are we having gays teaching in the class in church?" she asked law enforcement. "They are rewriting Bibles." Cestoni, who also insisted that she wasn't a religious fanatic, told deputies she was enraged by local churches. The 43-year-old woman visited 59 places of worship, she said, in an attempt to confront religious leaders over her concern regarding their teachings of the Bible. So before we go on, there's a picture showing the contents of the little eggs. So here we see that there's the egg, the religious scripture, and then the censored sexual shit, which is surprisingly tiny. If you're gonna go out of your way to send something pornographic, I'd expect a bigger image, but that's neither here nor there. This seems to be the piece of toilet paper. I'm sorry, but I do think it's kind of comedic that you would put one sole goldfish in there. It's like, you don't get two, you deserve exactly one. That is your worth, one goldfish. These things are so random. I don't understand why these things. I have attended and I have spoken about all these churches and not even one have replied back to me, Cestoni told deputies, according to the video. They never have time to speak to me about it. When they all ignored her, she began printing her pornographic religious manifestos, hid them in Easter eggs, and began stuffing them inside the mailboxes of countless homes. She admitted to unloading between 200 and 400 religious pamphlets on April 8th alone, according to the footage. "As a parent, I would be livid if a child saw that in my mailbox," one deputy scolded her. "Do you understand that you're potentially victimizing people and children?" Cestoni could face additional charges. Authorities suspect a number of Cestoni's Easter eggs haven't yet been reported or discovered by other Florida families. So to me, her claiming that she's not a fanatic is kind of useless, because usually if you're a fanatic, it's not like you have to claim it or not claim it. It's in your actions, right? If we go by the definition that a fanatic is a person with excessive and single-minded zeal, especially for an extreme religious or political, I would say that going to talk to 50 churches is a little bit intense. And if she were going to talk to spread the word of the Lord, or, you know, if she were a special guest of sorts, that's a different story. But to so consistently and boldly essentially just go to these churches to try and say that what they're doing is bad, or like to scream about the gays, it's kind of hard to not say that you are a religious fanatic. To go to the point of printing out 200 to 400 pamphlets to put in eggs, to put in people's mailboxes, and that's all in one day, I don't know how you can really say you're not a fanatic. That's excessive behavior. Excessive, and like, you're infringing on other people as well, because it's like, if children had found that stuff, they wouldn't have been converted or anything. You think little kids are just gonna open the egg and be like, oh yeah, let me read this piece of scripture. They're gonna see naked people, they're gonna see the goldfish and the piece of toilet paper, and that's really it. So I don't even know what she was expecting. Did she think adults were gonna open it first? I don't know. I don't think we can really debate that she's a fanatic. In my career, I don't think I've seen anything quite this bizarre, especially around Easter, County Sheriff Rick Stolle told Oxygen. She just had a very unusual way to try to get her message out. Stolle described Cestoni as sick and deranged religious zealot. She had this perception that the Bible was being rewritten and that the religious leaders were not teaching the Bible properly, he explained. Clearly, she has issues with homosexuality based on what she depicted in these documents. I don't know what was going through her mind. Cestoni appeared before a county judge on April 9th and is currently being held without bond at a Flagler County detention facility. She was also charged with driving with a suspended license and violating disaster preparedness orders related to Florida's COVID stay-at-home order, jail records show. It was not clear from her records if she had a lawyer who could comment on her behalf. This story, I think, is also interesting because I don't really want to talk about this in depth on my channel for my own anxiety reasons, but because right now there is a stay-at-home order, I do think that makes her zealous nature, let's say, look far worse, because it's like, in this given time, you're really putting yourself and others at risk just to send out these like little eggs with pamphlets and porn in it. And that to me screams a level of, you know, maybe disconnection from reality. I don't know if she has mental health issues. It sounds like maybe she does, and you know, that's no shade to that. Just might be something that needs to be taken care of. That being said, I would put her on a sex offender registry, to be honest, because the whole purpose here, I mean, obviously we don't know what's going on in her mind, because that seems like a colorful place, let's put it that way. But if we really think about it, if you're gonna put something in an Easter egg, that is catered for children for the most part, right? Easter egg hunts and everything. So you're relying on a child to open that and see the porn. So in a way, you are indirectly showing children pornography or hoping that they will see it. I don't know what the reason is because it doesn't really make any points, but nonetheless, if this was just an adult going to a child face to face being like, hey, look at this, and they're showing them porn, that's perverse, and it makes me wonder what are you getting out of that? Are you getting some kind of gratification out of that? I'm not saying that she's for sure a pedophile, like who knows? But nonetheless, I would put her on a registry because clearly she doesn't think it's a problem for kids to see porn or like sex acts depicted. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think she was going for if you have any idea. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.